Hi, Gemini. This is Just with your June 17, 2019 weekly reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So, Gemini, hopefully I said that. Um, you know, I do see that there's going to be a bit of a challenge. Karmically, there's going to be a bit of a challenge. You may be finding yourself going down the same cycle you've been through before and haven't learned much of anything. So trying to change the will and the outcome may be difficult this week. I do feel like some of you guys are feeling a bit confident this week. You may have been making money very much a focus. You may have recently landed a job that you really wanted. So congratulations for some of you. That job may have come on the heels of you having to leave, having to kind of disconnect from family. So I kind of get like a bit of a sacrifice needed to be made, or a journey you need to go on in order to get what it is that you need. You guys have been really saving money or hoarding money. You may have to even go into your savings account, that account that you never touch, this particular week or weeks to come. Some of you may have made bad money choices. You may have made a decision, or now you're trying to kind of make up for some losses you've taken because of a reckless behavior of some sort. Some of you may need to spend money. The last thing you want to do is spend money. So that may put moving forward in a certain direction on hold. And you just want to give up. Some of you want to give up. It's like you may feel like you don't want to fight. There's no reason for you to fight. Some of you feel like you have the control over an individual or circumstance. There is no competition when it comes to you. But be kind of careful with that mentality. There's nothing wrong with going in with confidence, obviously, and a knowing. Sometimes you just know it's meant for me. I got this. This is mine. Sometimes you just know that. But be very realistic too, because you, as well as Sagittarius, suffers from Neptune square, and I think that it's kind of doing a doozy on you guys this particular week, Gemini, because I believe you have the Jupiter square, the Neptune square, and you have Sun and all of this. I think it's a few things going on in your chart. So be careful with that. You may be setting yourself up for complete failure for some of you. And I'm getting that there's a definite switch up happening here this particular week. And I don't feel like it's just isolated for this week, because you are, there will be that Mercury retrograde in your sign going from Gemini to Cancer and back to Gemini to Cancer up until August. So this situation for some of you may play out throughout the summertime. Okay. That being said, like I said, you may celebrate and then it's like a false alarm. Like you're celebrating only to find out that things didn't necessarily go the way that you had planned, or you manipulated your way through a situation as well. So, so you could have manipulated your way to get a job, to get an opportunity. I would say be very conscious about your finances. If you're a Gemini woman, you may be doing far better. Okay. You may find it easier to be very conscious about your finances. If you're a Gemini man, you may have made some reckless decisions. Okay. Or in order to get out of a situation, it's going to cost you, and you've been holding it off on that for quite some time because you don't want to depart from your money. There's a karmic lesson that you guys are that you have to learn. It's a challenging one. You guys seem to go through this cycle over and over and over again. I feel like Gemini men could be very much, what is it? I think I was seeing it in Aries chart, I think, or reading. But you're very much fire and water. So there's no real practicality happening here. So either you're moving out of emotion and passion and drive or desire, or you're not making moves because you're overly emotional. So try to be a little bit more logical and practical. Gemini women, you're going to have a better handle on this as we get closer to the end of the week going into next week. Gemini men, I feel like you're going to be making a lot of decisions based upon, again, your desires, your emotions, your ego. Ego is going to be off the hook this week for you Gemini men. And Gemini women, you may be experiencing this as well. Some of you could be doing this. Other people could be experiencing this around you Gemini women. But I feel like this is more plagued toward the male energy. Work seems to calm down. Some of you may be dealing with a mass manipulator at the workplace. Some of you have let bygones be bygones if there's been any drama or trauma at the workplace. And it looks like if you have had to take a loss, like people at the workplace, people that you feel like they're like almost like family, some people have left by choice or by force. There's a mourning of that situation, but it brings in new people, or it kind of reestablishes this working dynamic that you have with the rest of the people there. That's going to be a benefit to you. So not all is lost. Some of you is like, my best friend is leaving. She left or she got fired, as an example. And yeah, you're very sad about that. But in a couple of months' time, it's like, well, I met a new friend and I never would have thought that this person would be my friend. The person may be even more of a friend to you than a friend that you had. So there's some benefit that comes out of a loss when it comes to career, work, opportunities, other people. It doesn't necessarily even have to just be career, work. It could definitely be family is what I see here as well. Okay. So the advice here is for you to be very conservative financially. Lean on others for help if you need to. They are there to help you. I do feel like you will be very clear-minded, especially, again, if you're a Gemini woman. Women seem to be taking the helm here, at least for the last two readings I've done so far. So Gemini women, you'll be far clearer. And I feel if you are plagued, Gemini men, if you're plagued with, I don't want to ask, your ego, there will be a woman that will communicate with you who will be very conscious of how she's, expressing her words. She will be mindful of the vulnerable state that you're in. I want to be very clear. It seems like the male energy here, and this is either some Gemini men, not all of you, some Gemini men, as well as some men in the lives of Gemini women. Their egos are very fragile right now. They're very vulnerable. Any ill word or anything that they deem harsh can throw them off. Their energies can shift. And when it comes to matters of love, it looks like some of you have put a lot of time and energy into a relationship that either you're walking away from or someone's walking away from you. There is a karmic cycle here, so it's like you can time this thing. It's like, yeah, we went through this the last time. Well, then you should know what the next stage of this cycle is going to be, because it pretty much will be that. The challenge is for you it's the challenge either if you're in a relationship to be with someone who's committed and who's emotionally stable, either to meet that type of person or for your mate to be that. Okay. Some of you, it's your challenge in committing once and for all, staying the course with that, not switching up now. You guys, you're known to switch up, not switching up and completely committing, even when the going gets tough, right? I do feel like some of you may be making amends in a relationship, no longer you don't feel like your guard needs to be up. You don't even feel like there's competition. Again, you feel like, I have this, we're meant to be, everything is working out with us. There's celebration, there's dating, there's going out, there's fun times to be had. But you are definitely, some of you are dealing with a manipulator. Some of you are dealing with someone who is telling you one thing and doing something different. I feel like telling you what you want to hear so that your guard is down. There's, though, a benefit in a loss of a family dynamic or a loss in what you thought could be the dynamic of a relationship. There's a benefit here. You can't see it now, but the benefit will come down the line. Okay. It's like that full circle moment that has yet to even come half a circle. I feel like a lot of you guys are holding on to a situation that you need to let go of. Either you are or someone else is, but there's a holding on and needing to let it go, and not wanting to let it go because it's like you kind of just don't want to start all over again. You know, I see some of you reconciling with a fire sign. Fire sign is very, very strong in your reading this particular week. Reconciling with a fire sign who flakes on you. Reconciling with a fire sign who, has all these good intentions towards you at first, and then he switches up. The fire signs are about to switch up on you, 100%. They're going to switch up. They're coming to see you. All of a sudden, you don't hear from them. They stand you up. You don't get as much as a text message. Others of you, you get a message with a song and a dance and a flip and a plie. It's not funny, but, I have a warped sense of humor. Let's just say that. But this person's going to come with trying to pull every trick out of their bag to explain why they're not going to come and why they didn't show up or what happened, that sort of thing. So someone definitely is about to switch up on you. Even if you guys go out, you spend time together and you may feel like, wow, we're back. Everything is good again. It's like, no, there's going to be a rude awakening because toward the end of the week, you may be thinking Gemini woman or the woman in the lives of Gemini men that, okay, we're stable, we're solid, I'm ready, and we're all in, we're locked and we're loaded. And it's like, wait a minute, what? We're breaking up. Wait a minute, what? So the switch up is about to happen. Either by you or to you. There's going to be a switch up. And it's like that. It happens. Some of you are going to switch up on this person or leave this person alone because they're married. They're in a relationship. And you find that out by the end of the week. You get with them, you spend that time with them, you go out on a date with them, you have a good time with them, but then you realize that, oh, they're in a relationship. So be careful if you're single and mingling and just putting yourself out there because you're getting huge awakenings. Not just you. I'm sure when I do a Sag reading, perhaps Sag is on a different type of a journey. They have that Saturn in their second house of self-worth and value. But for those of you, this is definitely, to me, this got Neptune written all over it. It's a damn Neptune squaring the hell out of you guys, making one situation seem one way, and then the reality comes about and it's like, oh, well, yeah, no. That type of thing. So there's a switch up, and I feel that the advice here is for you to see a situation honestly for what it is. Be honest with yourself. Don't fool yourself, because some of you could be trying to put sugar on shit, and that's just the truth. There may have been feelings for one another at one point, but you have to honestly say to yourself, is that the case now? Is this about love and emotion, or is it about sex and passion? Because this guy, whoever he is, there's a lot of passion and a lot of physical attraction here. The challenge is to commit and to be emotionally stable, and that's secular. So some of you could be attracting the same type of individual, constantly. So there's a need to get honest with yourself. But the great thing that I see at the end of the week is that you know what you want. Especially if you're a woman, you really are ready to commit. You're putting yourself in that alignment to commit. Gemini men, you definitely have an opportunity to meet a woman that is ripe and ready to commit. You just have to kind of reel it in. You have to reel yourself in, So that's kind of what I have for you, though. I definitely want to look a bit deeper into this extended about what's going to happen ultimately speaking, right? This speaks to a week, but because you're ready, for some of you Gemini women, that does always speak to a love coming in that can match your energy. Again, this person is flighty. So ultimately speaking, will there be coming around and being together? Because I do see with the Two of Cups here, there being love here. The underline is love. So will this person kind of get their act together? With the Wheel of Fortune, this may not be that time to do it this week, but the wheel eventually goes in your favor. So will this ultimately be that? If you're interested in those things and looking at the challenges, but also how do they feel deep down inside? What do they want to tell you? How will they react towards you this week? And ultimately, what's going to happen in this relationship? Click the link below. We get started. If you would like to share with us how this resonates, please do so in the comment section below. I was going to say I can be reached. If you would like to reach out to me for a personal reading, I can be reached in the beginning and into this video. And if you are new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Gemini.